Still. All of my niggas got well. Up in the niggas fresh. Hit a nigga with the west. Step. Yeah, bitch, you living real. Nigga with the FV. Nigga fuck, nigga check.
The story of the AR-15 begins in the mid-1950s in a small California workshop. It was there that an engineer named Eugene Stoner worked for ArmaLite, a small arms manufacturer with big ideas. Stoner wanted to design a rifle that was lighter, more accurate, and easier to control than the heavy wood and steel rifles soldiers were used to. Instead of traditional materials, he experimented with aluminum alloys and fiberglass, technologies borrowed from the aircraft industry. The result was the AR-15, short for ArmaLite Rifle, Model 15. Contrary to what many believe, AR does not stand for assault rifle. It simply refers to the company that designed it, ArmaLite. The rifle fired a small high-velocity cartridge, the .223 Remington. That round was light and fast, allowing soldiers to carry more ammunition while maintaining accuracy. The AR-15's straight-line stock design reduced recoil, and its gas-operated system made it easy to handle. It was a major leap forward in firearm design. But there was one problem. ArmaLite was a small company without the means to produce the rifle on a large scale. In 1959, the company sold the rights and design to Colt's manufacturing company. Colt quickly saw the rifle's potential. They marketed it to military organizations around the world as a modern, efficient weapon for the new era of warfare. By the early 1960s, the U.S. Air Force had adopted a version called the M16, and soon the rest of the American military followed. The M16 was based directly on Stoner's AR-15 design, but with one major difference. It was capable of select fire, meaning it could shoot in both semi-automatic and fully automatic modes. The civilian AR-15 remained semi-automatic only, firing one round per trigger pull. When American troops carried the M16 into Vietnam, it became one of the most recognizable weapons of the war. Early on, the rifle developed a bad reputation for jamming in combat. This was partly due to a change in ammunition powder and a lack of cleaning supplies issued to soldiers. Once those problems were corrected, the rifle proved accurate, lightweight, and easy to maintain. By the late 1960s, the M16 had become the standard rifle of the U.S. military. Back home, Americans were seeing the rifle in news reports and photographs from the war. Its sleek black design and distinctive shape made it instantly recognizable, a symbol of both technological advancement and military power. Meanwhile, Colt was already selling a semi-automatic version of the AR-15 to civilians. Marketed as a lightweight sporting rifle, it appealed to hunters, sport shooters, and ranchers. Sales were steady but limited in those early years. That changed after Colt's patents expired in the 1970s. Once other manufacturers could legally produce their own versions, the AR-15 platform began to spread rapidly. Each company offered different configurations and calibers, and soon, the rifle became highly customizable. By the 1980s and 1990s, the AR-15 had become not just a single rifle, but a modular system. Owners could change barrels, triggers, optics, and stocks with ease. This flexibility made it popular with sports shooters, hunters, and firearms enthusiasts alike. Many began referring to it as the Lego set of rifles because of how easily it could be built and personalized. As the rifle's popularity grew, so did political attention. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, several high-profile shootings involving semi-automatic weapons sparked a debate over their civilian availability. In 1994, Congress passed the Federal Assault Weapons Ban, which restricted the manufacture and sale of certain semi-automatic firearms, including versions of the AR-15. The law focused primarily on cosmetic features, such as pistol grips, flash suppressors, and collapsible stocks, rather than on the rifle's internal mechanics. Existing rifles remained legal to own, but new sales dropped significantly. When the ban expired in 2004, interest in the AR-15 exploded. Manufacturers introduced new models, accessories, and calibers. Prices dropped, quality improved, and the rifle's image shifted again, from a symbol of restriction to one of freedom and individual rights. By the 2000s, the AR-15 had become one of the most popular firearms in the United States. Estimates suggest that over 20 million AR-15 style rifles are now owned by civilians. But with that popularity came controversy. Several mass shootings in the 21st century involved AR-15 style rifles, reigniting debates about gun control and public safety. Tragic events in places like Sandy Hook, Las Vegas, and Parkland brought the rifle back into the national spotlight. To some, the AR-15 represents a fundamental American freedom,